I'm going to talk about neurons and how neurotransmitters and things work in relation to depression, really. So if we look at a nerve, this is in your brain. Nerves have thousands of connections in your brain, and there's still lots of developing information and knowledge about how nerves work and things, but we do know that a signal comes down your nerve, and that may be a strong signal or a weak signal, but a signal comes down your nerve, and in the end of each of these nerves are little packages of what we call neurotransmitter. Okay. And the signal is based on your elements like sodium and potassium that our body swims around in. And what they do is they change things so that these little packages will connect with the edge of your nerve, and they release that neurotransmitter into what we call the synapse between your nerves. Okay, and then on the next nerve there's little receptor molecules, and they connect up with those neurotransmitters and change the way that next nerve's working with its sodium and potassium and send the signal on further. Okay, so to get a signal to go from one nerve to the next nerve, there needs to be enough neurotransmitter, and there needs to be receptors that are reacting to that neurotransmitter. What happens then is once that signal's gone on, there's a sort of a bit of a quiet time, and then while everything resets itself, so that neurotransmitter will get reabsorbed into the nerve and taken back up, and then repackaged through quite a complex process into new packages in that base of that nerve, waiting for the next signal to come through. With depression, we know that the neurotransmitter and receptor system here is not working as well, and if they don't work as well, a signal will come through and then will not get passed on, so this will stop. With the various things that you can do, so there's lifestyle stuff that you can do. Exercise is really good because it stimulates this nerve and makes it active and gets it busy. Eating well is really good for you, having a good laugh and having some fun things, all the things that will increase what we call endorphins, which are a different type of neurotransmitter that goes through your system but keeps these nerves healthy and active. We know on scans that we've done of people's heads when they're depressed, they're not as active as the nerves aren't as active as they are in people who are not depressed. The other thing that happens is sometimes we suggest medication. So people get quite concerned about medication and that it's messing with their heads, but what it does is it changes here that reuptake. So people talk about serotonin. Now, serotonin is a particular, sorry, I can't spell serotonin, neurotransmitter in your brain, and it's called serotonin reuptake inhibitors, are the medicines we talk about, and also some other antidepressants work in a similar way in that they stop this repackaging of the neurotransmitter, and so there's a sort of a pool left in here, and it helps the receptors to become more able to receive the message and pass it on. And so these work, they take a bit of time to work. We know that it changes the pool of serotonin in the nerve synapse, it's called. We also know that, and it's becoming obvious, that it changes how this nerve looks, because often with depressed people the nerves are smaller and not working as well, so it does change other parts of your nerve that we're not too sure of yet. So there's these sort of medications that work. There are other medicines that work up in here and change that reprocessing part inside your nerve. So the medication, all it's doing is allowing a bigger pool of serotonin to be in that synapse so that it allows that signal to pass on through. So even if you get good signals, they will pass on. Sometimes if you've had your nerve slowed down, anything good doesn't get passed on, so you don't actually feel that things are good anymore.